Time now for the Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.
President Donald Trump is in Saudi Arabia right now, issuing a pretty amazing speech. It's not a MAGA rally; it's something else. It's an America rally. Excuse me, in Saudi Arabia. So, for those of you guys keeping score at home, what is Saudi Arabia and what is the significance of it? Well, Saudi Arabia is the wealthiest of all the Gulf states. Founded by the House of Saud, Saudi Arabia occupies the majority of the Arabian Peninsula. Saudi Arabia basically won the lottery, the largest oil reserves in the world, and is able to extract that oil at the lowest cost on the planet. Saudi Arabia was a group of radical Islamist Bedouin tribes that struck liquid gold. And it's no exaggeration to say that the current crown prince, the son of the king, who will then, of course, become king, Mohammed bin Salman, is rapidly trying to diversify Saudi Arabia into a modernized economic country. He's not quite there on the social or political reforms, but they're making some progress. He's rolled back their religious police a lot. And this is all happening in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which is the center of all this activity. Now, mind you, Saudi Arabia also has a lot of power in the Islamic world. It is a commandment in Islam to go to Saudi Arabia once in your life, to do the Hajj, as they call it. I believe it's one of the 5 pillars of Islam, which is to pray 3 times a day and to honor your parent. Give alms, which is like charity, and then go to Mecca, which is the Hajj, the 5 pillars of Islam. So in some ways, they're kind of a gatekeeper of Islam. And I believe even Shia Muslims have to go to the Sunni country of Islam. And so in Islam, you have Sunni and you have Shia. About 15% of the world's Muslims are Shia. Iran is Shia. And 85% is Sunni. It goes all back to an old argument of what did Muhammad say and was it actually? It's all this old rigmarole of theological Islamic stuff. Now, President Trump is doing something very interesting, though. He's not just visiting Saudi Arabia. He's also going to visit their great rival. I don't want to quite call them an enemy. They don't like each other at all. Qatar. Qatar is a much smaller country, but very wealthy. Not as wealthy because they have massive liquid natural gas deposits. Now, our relationship with Qatar and Saudi Arabia is very complicated. It's getting better. In regards to Saudi Arabia kicked our troops out of their country after 9/11. Some of the hijackers against America were almost all Saudi Arabian on 9/11. We also, in Qatar, we have a major United States military base there, and they're very, very wealthy. Doha is cleaner and looks like a more sophisticated city than almost anything you'll find in America. They also have some Islamic repression. And I think President Trump is also going to the UAE. I don't have confirmation of that. I think he's also going to the UAE. And the UAE is it's buttressed up on the Arabian Peninsula between the Persian Gulf, which they're renaming as the Arabian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. If you go to the most northern point of the United Arab Emirates, they are just miles away from Iran. To combine all this together, why is President Trump doing this? He's very smart to do this. Number one, almost all of the international capital has partnerships, has relationships, or has friends between Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. If you want to rebuild the American economy, keeping those Gulf states neutral, if not happy, is important. But President Trump is brilliant because we want to bring Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE in our direction. We want them to go west. We don't want them to go east. We do not want them to cozy up to China. Now, again, we don't want a bunch of more Islamists and Mohammedans coming to America. But Saudi Arabia has been deep and was always deep in America's camp. Under Biden, they moved a lot more towards China. China does not have natural resources. China does not have significant oil reserves. China needs Saudi Arabia. China needs Qatar. China needs the United Arab Emirates. But if President Trump, being the master statesman, is able to negotiate some friendship and some relationship with these Gulf states, he's then able to diplomatically ice out China when China needs these three actors. Iran alone is not enough energy to fuel the beast that is becoming the Chinese Communist Party's economy. There's so many other dynamics at play here involving the Russian-Ukrainian war, American investment, trillions of dollars of capital. President Trump making a state visit to Saudi Arabia is brilliant. And in an ironic way, it's actually putting America first.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with the Salem News Channel at 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This has been The Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.